breaking news, everybody. Players just released their quarterback rankings from the players' perspective. Quarterback 2 battle might be closer to what we might anticipate. Lots of deep completed throws, lots of intense action to talk about. Without further ado, let's fly on into it. First and foremost, the injury report. Obviously, Oren Burks is out because of his knee. Landon Dickerson is out because of his knee. Mekhi Gardner, his hamstring. Josh Jobe, concussion. Tyler Steen, his ankle. Wish them all the best, and in terms of getting back to playing and all that. Hopefully, it's nothing too serious or however. Next up, Kenny Gainwell. He broke Nakobe Dean's ankles not once but twice. So that means either I'm right about Nakobe Dean being trash and not being it, or I'm wrong about Kenny Gainwell. And then obviously, Dean is, at least a solid player, however. So, I might be wrong on either one of those, or I might be completely right. Huff drops back into coverage. He drops an interception, which we've been struggling with these past few years, actually coming down with the interception instead of just, deflecting them or slapping them or whatever the case may be. So, definitely got to work on that. Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown. They had a lot of deep passes today. The longest one being a 40-yard pass with Slade trailing. Goddard, he had 3 touchdowns all in the front left corner of the end zone. I know he caught like a couple 30-yarders or however the case may be. Mekhi Becton, he easily shoved Moro Ojimo out the way for a run. I know he's at least a decent player. I wouldn't say he's a Hall of Famer, however the case may be. But next up, pressure was all in Hurts' face, and he on one of the 30-yarders, pressure was all in his face, and he hit a 30-yard pass to Dallas Goedert. So absolutely good, or however, it was very good, or however. The offense so far, however, everyone's been saying it's very good, shockingly good, through 6 practices, considering all the changes made and things of that nature. I'm seeing those reports everywhere. Dallas Sucks chants were heard. At the Eagles practice yesterday, things of that nature, very exciting. Heck yeah, keep the energy up. And everyone's been saying, that this is the best Jalen's ever looked, in his entire NFL career, not college or however, but NFL career. This is the best he's ever looked. So obviously that's very exciting to talk about in terms of that. Jalen Hurts, according to, again, the quarterback rankings, he is the best quarterback in the NFC. I think that's absolutely, he's finally getting some sort of flowers by the players. The executives, the coaches, they may all have it wrong, not know what the heck they're talking about here, but the players, the actual guys that play on the field, know he's cold with it. And according to them, according to the entire league or however, he's the best quarterback in the NFC. I'll put, the articles or however, like I always do and whatnot. In terms of defense, like I said, Huff got a pass breakup. Things of that nature, dropped an interception. Definitely got to work on that. Trotter, he got a sack. Even that NFL getting a sack, even on a practice NFL, like on an NFL practice level. College is harder than high school. High school is harder than middle school. Middle school is harder than elementary, etc., etc. You get my point. So to be able to do that in NFL practice, that shows at least the potential. Maybe not straight up ability to get 10 sacks or whatever, but he has potential to have pass rush moves and to make work in the NFL. He has potential to do that. So that's absolutely exciting. Isaiah Rodgers, he showed off his Spider-Man Dallas Sucks cleats. I'll go ahead and put those up there. But yeah, they look freaking amazing. Again, he has, the Dallas, not the Dallas, the Philadelphia mentality, hating Dallas and all that good stuff. However, that's what I was meaning to say. But yeah, definitely good, or however that, he's fitting in and, all that good stuff. Giants claim Goodrich off of waivers. I know we just released him recently, so he can sign Nick Gates. And again, Simmons is still linked with Philly. Still is makes too much sense not to, or however the case may be, or too much sense to pass up, or however, whatever the case it said. But yeah, I hope we definitely do pick him up. Things of that nature. Definitely exciting to talk about. Eli Ricks, he had an interception, the first interception so far of camp, and of the live practice, things of that nature. He was from Kenny Pickett, and it was the first interception by any quarterback at the Eagles practices. So the fact it took 6 days, Brock Purdy's already threw some. Some of the other quarterbacks already threw some. Slade and C.J. Gardner-Johnson, they show support and appreciation. Not support, but they show appreciation for all the Eagles fans being there yesterday and whatnot. He said thanks, for the atmosphere and all that. Thanks for being here and all that. So that was, cool to see them, kind of shout out the Eagles fans, shout us out. So Jalen Hurts, he spoke in the press conferences. He spoke on executing the fundamentals and communicating and things of that nature. Again, that's the main thing he talks about is executing and communication. So it kind of makes me feel like that they didn't have any of that last year. However, and he said that there's different plays to counter the blitz than last year. However the case may be, that it wasn't going to say 90% different, or however in terms of how to handle the blitz, or however. But he said he likes Becton. He's a hard worker and all that. That his size, doesn't really hurt the vision, or however, of him trying to see down the field, or however. He said that he's just taking everything day by day. He's just in sponge mode, continuously learning, from everybody and everything he can. He says that Devontae Smith looks faster, that he's always been fast. He's always been explosive, but this year, he looks something special, basically. And he said that he felt fine playing under center and doing play action or however. He said that he's done it a little bit in the past or however, but he feels fine. So he also says that he really likes Wilson and whatnot, that he didn't have the chance to build that chemistry with Julio and other players in the past, but this year, he took a different approach, and that's why, or however, they worked on it before, so that's why, he's kind of not surprised that everything's kind of going in advance, because he had all the rookies, and then he had, the veterans working outside, outside of the Eagles practices, or however the case, so definitely building chemistry there. And he said that the thing he's most happy with so far is the team's work ethic, their drive, and eagerness to put in the work, the want to, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people can just show up or however, but the actual want to, the enthusiasm, the drive to win and to want it to be great, etc., etc. But yeah, that was the interesting things that he said. He sounded different. He sounds and he's moving different. He looks faster. He's actually answering questions and whatnot. Instead of just the same philosophical stuff or however. But he said, because he said, oh, how are you handling this? Oh, day by day or however the case may be. I felt fine playing under center, however the case, is he actually answering questions directly instead of just kind of brushing them off. But heck yeah, very encouraging. Like I said, he's looked the best, this year that he has ever in his NFL career, according to multiple scouts, things of that nature. Next up, A.J. Brown, he said a few interesting things. He said he doesn't know if the receivers can, call plays or, make differences at the line. That they're just, just taking it day by day and things of that nature and just figuring everything out. He said that he tries to get Quinyon going, quote unquote, picking fights, obviously in a good way or however. He said that he tries to make, practice interesting because he knows that there's a lot of cornerbacks, a lot of defensive guys, that want to earn their way up and things of that nature. And he knows that he's, one of the leaders or however, he has to lead Naismith, Johnny Wilson, etc., etc. But yeah. He said he tests some and that Quinyon Mitchell doesn't back down, so that's absolutely good. If he's not backing down from a top, 5, top 3 receiver, heck yeah, absolutely. He doesn't think Quinyon's quiet. He thinks Smitty is gonna make a big jump this year. He says that nobody can cover him in practice, that no one's been able to. He also praises Jalen's leadership and that he's been really accurate and just really good so far. Brandon Graham, he said a few interesting things as well. He's gonna make more memories and that Nolan's faster and more confident. And that he thinks Nolan Smith is gonna have a big year this year. He said that last year was as worst as it gets in terms of failing and whatnot or however, especially with the talent and all that or however, in terms of how it ended or however, the 1-7, that basically, they wouldn't allow it or however, but that he plans to play in preseason or however, that, obviously nothing's set in stone or however, but that he thinks that Vic Fangio is the type of coach to put everyone out there just to see what he has or however against an actual different team or however the case may be. So definitely exciting, definitely, especially since the first preseason game is against the Baltimore Ravens. We're really going to see what we have. Even, I know Lamar Jackson isn't going to play the entire game or however, rookies, the other guys, and I know Derrick Henry isn't going to play the entire game. I absolutely know that, but at least somewhat we'll be able to tell what our defense got. We know our offense is going to be good or however the case may be, but the defense, that's our main question, at least in my opinion. But But yeah, overall, I'd say my final thoughts are Jalen's definitely going to have a big year, a huge year. I think probably the best year of his career. I'll give you 4 reasons why. Number one, this is the best camp he's ever had, like according to multiple scouts, multiple people, and things of that nature. This is the best he's ever looked. Again, he's moving. He sounds different. You know what I'm saying? Like he's faster. You know, he's a little more leaner. He's leading different. You know, he's more vocal about it. Lane Johnson said it. Multiple Eagles players have said it. You know, he's definitely stepping up in that department. Um, and like I said before, he is the #1 ranked quarterback in the NFC. Nothing we could do about it. According to players, the guys who guard him, the guys who go against him, the guys who could potentially pick off the ball from him. No reason to give him flowers. No reason to. And he's been voted fair and square. Yeah, sure, even if every Eagle voted him the best quarterback in the league or in the NFC or however the case may be, even then, that being the case, that wouldn't be enough to sway it that high or however the case may be. So, definitely, he hasn't thrown a single pick. He himself, he's been having A+, maybe 1 B- day or however the case may be, but overall it's been A+, multiple touchdowns, etc. I know it's just practice. I know that. But for a quarterback, accuracy is accuracy. If you're hitting a small target, essentially like this while it's moving, essentially like this, about this big, that's how you catch a ball. You go like this or however, to the side or however. You know what I'm saying? Even then, around a body, and you're throwing it, and there's no scope, there's no zoom or however the case may be, that's still accuracy. Accuracy is accuracy. The things that matter, linebacker, corner, etc., where you gotta, get picks and things of that nature. I mean, there's multiple reasons, completely valid reasons, like, hey, we didn't even have pads on. Or, hey, we were just working on this or whatever. But, I mean, with quarterbacks, if you're hitting the target, you're hitting the target. Now, if you're choking in game, that's a mental thing. But if you're hitting the target, you're hitting the target. That's all I'm saying. And in terms of not overhyping practice, things of that nature. Quarterback 2 battle, like I was saying, it's very interesting. It's going to be interesting end in preseason. I think definitely by week 1 we're going to figure out who's going to be quarterback 2. But it's definitely going to be interesting in preseason, things of that nature. So far, apparently it's been too close to call, that they're still edging it out. Or however, in my opinion, it was just Kenny Pickett because he's always gone second. In terms of like the little drills or however, and then we see Tanner McKee and etc. But A.J. Brown, they look, sound ready, you know what I'm saying? The only offensive concern offensively is the O-line health and maybe depth. But yeah, Huff looks good and fast. Rodgers, he definitely has the Philly culture in him, things of that nature. Like I said, I might be wrong about Kenny Gainwell and right about Dean. You know what I'm saying? Or it could be the other way around or however. But yeah, I mean, dude got his ankles broke, and obviously I wish the best for the Eagles. I wish we were #1 offense, #1 defense. I wish we won the Super Bowl every year, blew everyone out the water. That's what I wish. But being realistic, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't. So, I mean, being realistic, I think we have a good chance to do it. I mean, obviously, little tedious injuries, toe injuries. The Avonte Maddox toes going around, things of that nature. But, I mean, overall, I think if the O-line and D-line can stay healthy and we can at least get, 50, 60 sacks, maybe 65 on the high side, like I was telling Chalk It Up Sports, definitely give him a follow and a sub. I was doing a little live call-in or however. But yeah, definitely like and subscribe as well. Yeah, I think it's going to do it for today's video. Again, sorry for not uploading yesterday. There was just like some glitches and things of that nature that it's just, yeah, and then today or however, I had to wait for it to download and all that or however. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Really do appreciate it. All the support, all the comments. Any tips, any suggestions, anything like that, feel free to leave them down below and things of that nature. But yeah, Philly out. God bless. Peace.